something I brought to your attention. Ariel Helwani came out with his list of the top 10 British wrestlers of all time. Ariel Helwani, he is a
Who in
MMA.
the hell is he?
Well, he's quite a prominent MMA reporter.
Those guys.
Yeah, one of those fellas.
Those marks.
And he...
no, I know who he is.
Yeah, and he's come out with this list, which is the biggest pile of wank I've ever seen of a list in the entire world as far as British wrestlers. And there are some great wrestlers on the list, but as far as the 10 greatest British wrestlers of all time, there's engendering debate, and then there's looking at a list and going, that is completely wrong. And I will tell you the list right now. Number 1, I'll do it in 10. Number 10, Big Daddy. Number 9, Nigel McGuinness. Number 8, Wade Barrett. Number 7, Paige. Number 6, Lord Alfred Hayes. Number 5, Fit Finlay. 4, Drew McIntyre. 3, Dynamite Kid. Number 2, William Regal. And number 1, Davey Boy Smith.
Oh, I totally disagree. Totally.
It's the list of the 10 British wrestlers he's heard of.
Yeah, that's it. Paige is number 7. Please. So you asked me what would be my top 5. I came up with like a top 10 or 11. Because I'm going back a ways. And I don't even follow British wrestling. But if you're just judging by what I'm reading or what I read years ago, I would put Big Daddy at number 1. He's like the Hulk Hogan of British wrestling, I think. He was the symbol of it. Everybody knew him. Whether he was a good wrestler or not, I don't care. Hulk Hogan wasn't a good wrestler either. But everybody knew who Hulk Hogan was. And I'm sure, and you can testify to this, verify this, everybody knew Big Daddy.
Yeah,
yes?
As far as Hulk Hogan goes, Big Daddy in this country or in Britain was a bigger household name celebrity than Hulk Hogan was in America. Absolutely, really? Hands down.
Okay, so my choice for number 1, you'd agree with.
Yeah, what's your criteria then? Are we just going on biggest draws? Are we going on most entertaining? Are we going on what are we going on?
I'm going on what I know.
Okay.
You asked me, so
no.
This is my opinion. I will go number 2 from what I've seen, Billy Robinson. Now, I don't know how much money he drew, but in that ring, I mean, he was pure British wrestling in an American ring. And you could tell it too. His style was different. I would go a one that you missed. I don't know. Well, you may have hit him. Adrian Street. You had him
on this list. No, he was I don't know what he was. I think he was a name that didn't quite make his top 10 somehow.
Yeah. Okay. I would go Adrian Street number 3, Fit Finlay number 4.
Mm-hmm.
And I had another name, and you said it was the same guy, Shirley Crabtree, which was Big Daddy, right?
That's Big Daddy, yeah.
Okay, then I put him on here twice. Another one that people in the U.S. probably wouldn't know, but Giant Haystacks was huge. He was like Andre, wasn't he? Giant Haystacks?
Yes. Now, I hadn't realised this, but Giant Haystacks, it was heavily insinuated he was Northern... Well, I think he was Northern Irish, or he was billed as maybe Northern Irish, and there was a sort of like a Protestant versus Catholic battle with Big Daddy or something like that. So someone else will verify or tell me I'm wrong on that one, but yeah, it was like some sort of
let me say
religious connotation at the back as well.
I'm sure we're people that are listening, are a lot of them are Americans, but speaking as an American, which I am, if you're from Ireland or England or Scotland or Wales, you're still an English wrestler. That's just that's the way we look at it. If you come in with the accent, we're not saying, "Oh, are you from Scotland?" We're going to say, "Are you from England?" That's what we're thinking. So,
well, I'll qualify then. Wrestler from the British Isles, because that includes Ireland.
All right. Here's another one, Chris Adams, from Texas fame, and I think Texas was the only place he really ever worked for an extended period of time.
Chris Adams was in WCW here and there, and so was Giant Haystacks very briefly as Loch Ness, who was managed by Kevin Sullivan.
Really? I didn't know that.
He was, very briefly.
Here's one that I didn't give you earlier when I talked to you. Kendo Nagasaki.
Fine choice.
But he was English.
Yep. He's called Peter Thornley or something. He released a book.
He did. So I'm seeing the name Kendo Nagasaki, which is Oriental to me.
Mm-hmm. But he was English.
But he was English.
Yeah.
William Regal was another one.
Yes.
Which he never got his due, really. William Regal was a great talker and a great worker. And here's another one. Dave Taylor. Very good. And a good guy. Really good guy. Mick McManus.
Mm-hmm.
And here's one I gave you earlier that nobody will know, but he stretched me more times in a ring when I was first starting out than any other person. He was called Timothy Cohagen. I met him in Georgia for Georgia Championship Wrestling a lifetime ago. And he had a deal to where anybody that he couldn't put to sleep, he'd give $1,000 to. Now, $1,000 back 40 years ago, that was a pretty good sum of money. And there's one guy that he couldn't put to sleep. He couldn't get the sleeper on him. So what they did he get the $1,000? No. You know what they had him do? They had him donate the $1,000 to the Retired Wrestlers Fund, which there's no such thing. And they trained him a little bit to get into wrestling. So I wrestled him, and he was terrible. I'd wrestle Timothy Cohagen. I'd rather be stretched by him than work with the guy he couldn't put to sleep. Stiffer than hell, knocked the crap out of me. And he was a good guy. He didn't mean to do it, but he just did. So those are my top 10 British wrestlers from my list. And I worked with some of them, and some of them I didn't. But putting Paige at number 7, I don't know where that came from. That's probably up from today. So, well, I don't know. I wouldn't put her there.